All right, so today we are going to continue solving quadratic equations. This time we have level 2, which means that you're going to have GCF, but you also have trinomials where the first number is a number bigger than 1. So you will have to do your bottoms up method. Okay, so here is your bottoms up method and your steps for what you can go through. Okay, so I will talk you through those steps with this first example. Okay, so we have 5x squared plus 11x plus 2 equals 0. So the first thing you want to do is make sure, is it equal to 0? And it is. Okay, then you want to look for a GCF. Can you divide all three numbers by the same number? Okay, in this case, no. Okay, so we have no GCF. So since we have no GCF, I'm left with a 5 in the very front. This is what makes me need to be able to do bottoms up. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite the problem. All right, so I'm going to start and do 5 times the 2, which gives me x squared plus 11x plus 10 equals 0. Okay, now factors of 10 that add to give me 11. That's 10 and 1. Okay, do not forget to go back and divide by this 5. So I multiplied by 5 to begin with, now I divide by 5. That gives me x plus 2, and then 1 divided by 5, it'll just be 5x plus 1 equals 0. Okay, once you are completely factored, you set each factor equal to 0, just like we did in the previous video, and solve for x. Okay, so x plus 2 equals 0, 5x plus 1 equals 0. Okay, here I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. That cancels. We get x equals -2. Here I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. 5x equals -1. Divide both sides now by 5. And x equals -1/5. So your solutions will be x equals -2 and x equals -1/5. Okay, remember when you're solving quadratic equations, this represents the values in which they cross the x-axis. Okay, so let's look at example 2. Is it equal to 0? Okay. It is not, so I need to move this 15 over. It's positive, so I need to subtract it. So I have 4x squared plus 7x minus 15 equals 0. All right, does it have a GCF? Can I divide all three numbers by the same number? Okay, and I cannot. Okay, so that's what puts me into my bottoms up. So I'm going to do 4 times the 15. Okay, which is 60. So x squared plus 7x plus 6 minus 60, excuse me, equals 0. So now I'm looking for my factors of 60 that subtract to give me 7. I do not know what that is off the top of my head. All right, so if I do 60 divided by 5, I think that's it. So 60, you can make your list over here. 1 and 60, 2, 30, 3 and 20, 4 and 15, 5 and 12. And that's, I'm going to be using 5 and 12 because I need to subtract to get a positive 7. So x plus 12 and x minus 5 will give me that positive 7. Okay, now I multiplied by 4 in the beginning. I got to come back and divide by 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So I have x plus 3 on this side. 5 divided by 4 cannot do, so I bring my 4 up with the x. And set it equals 0. Now I'm going to take each piece, set them equal to 0, and solve. So x plus 3 equals 0. 4x minus 5 equals 0. Subtract 3, x equals -3. Over here, I'm going to add 5. 4x equals 5. Divide both sides by 4. Those 4's go away. X equals 5 over 4. So my two solutions here are x equals -3 and x equals 5 over 4. Okay, let's take a look at another example. All right. So I have 6x squared minus 11x minus 4. That is not equal to 0. Well, the first thing I want to do, I want to keep my x squared value positive at all times when I'm factoring. So I'm going to move the 11x and the 4x. In order to move those, I do the opposite value. I am going to add 11x and I'm going to add 4. Okay, so that's going to give me 6x squared plus 11x plus 4 equals 0. Okay, does it have a GCF? It does not. So, bottoms up method. 6 times the 4. So I have x squared plus 11x plus 24 equals 0. Factors of 24 that add to give me 11. That is 8 and 3. Okay, come back and divide by 6 here. Okay, now 8 divided by 6, I cannot do that, but I can reduce that. Okay, so this will be dividing top and bottom by 2. I can get 4 over 3. And then here, I can divide top and bottom by 3. Get 1 over 2. All right, so that means this factor is 3x plus 4. And this factor is 2x plus 1. Okay, so my factors are now, I'm completely factored. I've set each one now equal to 0 and solve. Okay, so 3x plus 4 equals 0. 2x plus 1 equals 0. So I'm subtracting 4. 3x equals -4. Divide both sides by 3. And x is -4 thirds. -4 over 3. Over here, subtract 1 from both sides. 2x equals -1. Divide both sides by 2. X is a -1/2. So the solutions here are -4 thirds and -1/2. I'm going to leave the remaining 3 examples for you. Call me over when you're done so I can check your answers.